Hello, hello, hello. This is Tom from Tom and Ruth Philippine Adventures. Today, I want to talk about an email I got from Rex. He just arrived from USA, and I want to give you an input of what he has to say. You'll enjoy it. Okay, the what it is, I got uh, it's a friend of mine. He messaged me and he said, "Tom, I have this, I have something that I wanted to tell you about." And he said, my wife and I, as was Paula, just got here. They're in Luzon. Just got here 4 weeks ago. Been here 4 weeks, and he was telling me. He says, "Tom, recently I arrived from San Antonio, Texas, uh, 4 weeks ago, and we noticed that things are so different than they were before. We were here about 8 months ago, and we stay like 8 months at a time here and then go back to the US. But anyway, I thought maybe you might just kind of give you guys an update on what I see up here in Luzon on what has changed." So I said, okay, well, there's no worries doing that. So he said that one of the things that he really noticed, the big thing was that travel is a lot harder than it was before. He said some areas are under restrictions, according to the honey badger. I took out the other words. Going to other areas can be a problem. Wait on bus can be as much as an hour and a half. Before it was 10 minutes tops. Yeah, what's happening with that is they're trying to fill up the buses, and if you can't fill up that bus, they wait to get enough passengers so they can pay for the fare. Before, they never really had to worry too much about it because even if they started with 10 people on the bus, they would end up with a full bus within 10 minutes because it just stop, 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 stop. But now you go to the stops and there's nobody there. Not very many people are riding. And as you know, some areas, depending, there's still no children can go out. And then the adults are limited. In our area where I live, it's 60 and above. In some areas, it's 65 and below. You can go out. But in my area, it's 60 and above, you cannot. So travel can be a headache. In a lot of cases, honestly, even just getting around in general, there can be many tricycles and things like that, but even they're limited. And some of the tuk-tuks are limited in some areas. So he said there's some couple things that the guys that are coming that are married and will be coming here in this next few months because things hopefully will open up enough where you guys can all come. He said you might not especially find in the province all the things that was here before. For an example, normally we could get eggs before very easily. All we had to go do, and there's eggs, eggs, eggs. There has not been any eggs for the last 2 weeks. So supply and demand has been affected. So he said they ran out of some vegetables, no cabbage, no onion, and no potatoes, things of that nature. But he said they had some leafy greens, excuse me, some leafy greens and some of the other items that would have like garlic and, onions, green onions, things like that. So that is something that even in our area, that you can only find about 15 to 17 vegetables tops. They're not necessarily going to have everything that you would have. They're not going to have the broccoli and the cauliflower and a lot of the greens, the lettuces and things like that. There's going to be no celery. There's going to be a lot of stuff you normally maybe could have got before. It's just basically just basic. So you go to one vendor, everybody has the same. It's not like one vendor has this, another vendor has that. Everybody has exactly the same products as the other one. And they'll vary a little bit in prices, but not normally that much. Uh, Prices of even rice itself has gone up for the last time he buys high quality rice. And he said I was paying about 42 pesos per kilo. Now it's up to almost 60 per kilo on particular rice that he buys. I don't know what kind of rice he buys. So it's gone up over $1. $1 and, what is that? $1 and a dime, $1 and a nickel, $1 and a dime per kilo of rice. And if you think about it, that's pretty expensive because how many kilos in a pound count? So I think it's what you just spent. It's the other way around. So it's 2 kilo. So you're paying what? About 50 cents, right? 50 cents a pound. Am I correct with that? If I'm wrong, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. But anyway, it is a lot more expensive than it was. Um, Prices of food, for an example. It's a lot more than what I was spending in USA. For an example, I had to go find, even a simple thing like Hunt's ketchup in the store it's gone up to $4 a container, a small container of Hunt's ketchup. He doesn't say what size. Small chickens are $5 each. And you know what? We're finding our chickens have gone up here. We pay as much as $4 a chicken, and sometimes $4 chicken and change. And the chickens are just a little bit bigger in my hand. So that's considerable. Little beef or no beef at all. And he says I've not in the 4 weeks been able to get any beef at all. But he also says in this here, and I do want to say this: living here is so much better than living where he lives in San Antonio. Not saying it's horrible. Yeah, I have a house here, and they have a house here. We just love it here. We love the nice, quiet, easy life here. We just enjoy it here so much, and we're going to continue to do that. But I just want to let everybody know that since I've been here, that things have changed considerably. For an example, we went to purchase some clothes at this particular place, and they're more expensive than what I can buy at the mall in USA. Clothes like it's just shirts, things like that, pants. Now, clothes are normally a little bit more expensive, especially some on my size. I don't know how big Rex is, but my size is XL. In Chinese is 5XL. In US it's XL. I mean, even though I'm 6'2", I'm not any bigger than anybody else there. I'm not any bigger than anybody else in the USA. Believe me, I am small in USA compared to some. I mean, I got friends a lot bigger than me, and never have a problem. You can my shirts. I buy them. $10, $12. Are they good quality? No, not necessarily. And are these good quality? No, not necessarily. Because I can buy a shirt here and I buy a shirt there, I pay more here sometimes. So that does matter. But I wanted to kind of tell you that's really all the things he had to say. Things are just a little bit, I would say a little bit, uh, you know, prices have gone up. Your TV's still the same, your internet's still the same, your electric is still the same. It's still cheaper to live here because of those things. Now, food is something that you're going to pay the same price that you paid, maybe a little more. If you go to TGI Fridays at the mall, you're going to pay the same, a little more than you can get in USA. They don't necessarily have the deals that they do in USA. For an example, TGI Fridays run like Friday specials, things like that. They necessarily don't do that here. They don't have the 5 for 5. They don't have a lot of stuff like that. So you have to make a decision what is, what you want to eat, how you want to do it. Because you can pay as much as $40 for just a steak here at Longhorn. So, and that could be expensive after a while. You understand that. I went in Longhorn and saw the prices. I'm not paying $40 for a steak for me, and I'm just not doing it. I don't care how good the steak is. If it's a good steak, that's fine, but I ain't paying no $40. This is at Longhorn in Davao. So Ruth's over here watching the show and she's laughing. You guys probably hear her. She's watching one. I think it's Raffy Toffel, one of Raffy Toffel shows. That's the most famous show. You want to see something entertaining, watch that show. it'll actually make you laugh all the time, because that show has this ability to make you smile, because how did these people actually get in those given situations is you know, and somebody always trying to get something out of somebody for something. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you, Mr. Rex and Paula. You told me to put this on, so I'm putting it on. And thank you so much for arriving. This is he's living up in Luzon. He didn't say exactly where he's living, but he's living up in Luzon. He's been here 4 weeks. Enjoyed it. He said there was no. Oh, he also said there's no problem coming in. He just got on the airplane, took PAL, Philippine Airlines, got on the airplane, shot straight here, went through the airports, went through the quarantine. About 5 hours later, he was in where he needed to live. He was home. You know, so that's fantastic, and fantastic here. He said everybody's treated him with the utmost respect and treated him like really respectful and very nice to him, and him and his wife, and they always are, he said. And so that is really nice to hear. You know, this is a wonderful country, and you know, some people like to argue with something. I saw a man, a foreigner, I'm not going to say what country he's from, arguing with something over something. It really didn't matter. Sometimes they make people like that are good people just normally just kind of go with the flow and not really worry too much about anything. They make people like that look really bad. So when they look at a foreigner, they think, oh, that's a bad guy or whatever, whatever. So not everybody sees a foreigner. I mean, there are people here that have never seen a foreigner before. There are still people here in Mindinao that's never seen a foreigner before. And sometimes people will actually come up and stand like right here, right beside me, or stand right here and just keep staring because they've never seen a foreigner before. And adults, I'm talking adults, men, women, kids, they will actually stare. And because they've never seen a foreigner before. And it happens, it still happens to this day. I mean, I just keep going my business. I'll say hi, and they'll shy and hide their face, but they'll still stand there. And they'll stand anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes, 5 minutes sometimes. Ruth and R just love it. They sit there. And if you're out somewhere and you're standing there, people just stare at you because they've either seen a big, fat, old, fat guy like me, or a foreigner. So it still happens. So God bless, and thank you so much, and thank you for always watching our videos.
Sorry, Daddy.
I'm not offline.